ever since I could remember, I've always known that I've wanted to create really big things. You can blame, my naiveness on my age because I was so young. I'm still young. At least I like to think so. But I always knew that those things were attainable. I always knew that I could do those things. And it didn't matter how big the dream was. I always felt like I can make that happen. No matter what, I can make that happen. If I work really hard, if I try really hard, if I get better, if I learn how to do this, if I learn how to do that, if I just keep going, if I keep trying, I can achieve that dream. I can achieve that goal. And I have not lost any of that. I have not lost any of that as I've gotten older. And sometimes I sit back and I think, maybe I am just naive. Maybe I'm super egotistical and I just think I can do all of these things and make all these things happen. But I always felt like I was destined for greatness. No matter what area that might mean, whatever thing that might mean. With the things that I've attempted to do, I try really hard and I have these big ideas and these big dreams when I'm pursuing something. And up to this point, I've, in a way, failed every single time. I think a failure is only truly a failure if you give up and you don't pick it up and try again. So I say, everything I've attempted to do to create something big has failed. I say that in an aspect of I've had to let it go and try something else and try it again. I have so many big dreams, even now, so many big dreams. And I don't think any of those dreams are unattainable. I have my moments where I get in my head and I'm like, am I too big for my britches? Am I taking on more than I can chew? Am I biting off more than I can chew? And every time I've suppressed that inner voice that's like, I don't know if we can do it this time, it's always amounted to greatness. And it's always been progress. It's been progressive. Every time I've thought maybe I should just cut this out, maybe I should just give up, I tell myself, no, you can't give up. You can't give up. And I do it. And it's progressive. There's so much that I still want to do. When it came to the 519 dolls, giving that up was so hard. A weight was lifted off of my shoulders because those 2 years was really hard. But I would do those 2 years over again if it meant I didn't have to give it up. The pain of letting that go was a million times harder than everything I went through these last 2 years. And now I'm trying to pick it up, pick myself up, try again. And I'm terrified. I'm terrified, but that doesn't mean I'm not confident. Because I'm confident. I'm confident in this. And a lot of people around me are also confident in this. They were with the dolls too. Everyone was like, this is something big, like what you're doing is good. And I think that's what made it so hard to give up, is because I knew other people were waiting to see how this would progress as much as I did. With the dolls, it was like I couldn't catch a break. Every time I thought I found my footing and I thought I had a stable ground to stand on, I would just get totally I would get the rug pulled out from under me, and I would have to figure out how to pick it all back up again and try again and keep going. And you know what? I'm confident when I say that I really am the only person who had to deal with that. The dolls was my baby. It was my brand. It was what I was doing. Yes, I had people helping me. Yes, I had people part of the team. But when things fell and crashed and blew apart, I had to pick those pieces back up. Nobody else. Nobody else. Time and time and time and time again. Every time I've tried to attempt to create something that, even in the smidgest amount possible, had to be dependent on other people, it has absolutely blown up in my face. So this time I'm doing it on my own. Obviously, I have people that are supportive and people that are helping me, but I'm doing this on my own. And I'm not doing this on my own because I don't have anyone, but I'm doing this on my own because if I don't do this alone, I'm going to keep going back into that circle. I'm going to keep waiting for the perfect time, and there is no perfect time. Waiting for the perfect time takes away from the magic of progressing and growing and learning. And I think sitting around and waiting for just the right moment to pursue something that means so much to you will ultimately be your downfall. Because what if that perfect time never comes? And I promise you it won't. If you are waiting for the right timing, I promise you that it will never come. The only time I've found perfect timing is when I took the leap and did it, even when there was no perfect timing. And I look back in hindsight like I needed that at that moment, but I wouldn't have gotten that at that moment and learned from that if I didn't leap when the timing wasn't right. You know what I mean? It's not if I succeed. It's not if this works out. It is when I succeed and when this works out. Because for me, there's no other option. There's never been another option.